And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Vintage Story, and we are back. No more, bad guys trying to kill us all the time, which is nice. So we're going to wrap that, and we are going to put a nice big old gear wheel on top. So I happen to get enough twine from that attack to build another set of sails. Now, yes, the wind in the game has directionality, but the windmills don't care about directionality. All they care about is wind speed. So, be that as it may, the common way to build these, really the standard way, is to build them like this. So you want a few coming out, because remember, these are going to be really big. So we're going to put that on there. We're going to pop that one on there. And then what you do is you take these and you go boink, 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 boink. Like that. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, these are going to probably bounce into one another. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no! It looks like they're not caring. I honestly thought they were gonna, because if they collide with a block, they break. So you don't want that to happen. So how do you get this rotational energy out? I really should move these one more out. Actually, they're just barely... Okay, anyway, use these gears, right? These small gears, and you just go boink, boink, like that, and away you go. You now have rotational force. You have rotational energy, and it's being sent all the way down to here. Now, how are we going to use this said rotational force? Well, I'm glad you asked. So, we are going to initially... not do that, because that was awful. Let's see. I want to move these. You have no idea how many times I've shoveled snow out of this area. It feels like I've been growing up having to shovel snow when I was a kid. Get all the snow, because it does come back, unless it's unless you put a roof on it. Okay, so we're gonna want that pulverizer, because the pulverizer is what you need in order to make it into steel, right? You need the pulverizer, and we want to be able to turn the pulverizer on and off. Now this is where we're gonna get a little let's see, we want not the toggle transmission, right? We want the transmission. Oh my god. E, right click, and then H. There we go. Transmission. So the transmission is something that you can turn on and off. And we are getting a little low on our durability over here, so hopefully we have enough. And we need 2 gears, right? Oh, look at the cute little gears on the table. That's so awesome. One of those, a fat, and some resin. Yay, we have a transmission. Now we want a switch. Let's see. If we go a lump of fat and we look, toggle clutch. That's what we want, a clutch. So this is why I leave a bunch of these things in here, because oh, look at that. We have just enough fat for a clutch, just enough boards. And there's a clutch. All right. So close this, close that. So what we're going to want, because we want a way to turn this thing on and off, right? So we want a thing there. We're going to want a gear on it. And then we're going to want a vertical column here that we can attach to. Right? And then this can actually go... Oh, did I leave my... No, I have my X. Excellent. I think we'll be able to do this. We're going to add the clutch. Or the trans... Oh, no. Sir? There we go. And we're going to add that. We want the clutch here. So you can turn this on and off, right? And then we're going to want something like this. Maybe one less. Because I like to put my pulverizer up on stilts. Boink. Like so. We want a gear there, which gears that, which gears that, and there we go. We now have a pulverizer. So, and we are out of fat, so we can't really do much else. So we want the toggle in the pulverizer. You kind of assemble these buildings. So there's the pulverizer toggle, right? And then the pulverizer duvalakis here, the pounders, like that. And then this is going to be the output. So I'm actually wanting to flip this around. Don't worry, you get all the stuff back. Right? So toggle, pounder, pounder. So the other thing we're going to want, the other thing we're actually going to desperately need is, let's see, this is going to need to be up one more. So cancel all of that I just said. That's got to be coming down again. Trust me, the way you set this up, you want to set this up very, very specifically to make your life easier. Like that. This is why you want a lot of headroom in here. There we go. Nice, quick, simple setup. You can turn that on. You can see it doesn't make any noise right now. It's rather quiet. Did I just break? Ah, I didn't. Good. I can connect that up. Make it look like it belongs. All right. So here we have the setup for a pulverizer. Now what we're gonna want is to eat some dinner. And put away some of this stuff. Because we don't need any more of these, or these, or these, these. We are going to want some of these. Some of those. Do we have... Let me grab the chisel. I don't think we need any of these. I'll leave that stuff on the table. I don't need to grab that just yet. We are going to want some charcoal. We are going to want a few ingots. All right. So what you want to make, the highest level that you can, right? Because, you know, copper is the lowest level, and then bronze, and then iron, and then steel, right? So if you have iron, you want to make it out of iron. If you have steel, make them out of steel. But you absolutely have to make them out of iron. Like, if you can try to make them out of copper, but I would recommend you make them out of iron and only iron, because it really limits the amount you have to redo constantly. So what we're going to do is we're going to make pounder caps. They're little metal caps that go on the ends of those. I'm waiting for these to heat up, by the way. So what we're going to want 2 chests. One of these chests is going to get upgraded. So I want a copper, a bronze, and an iron plate. This is from the extra chests mod, right? Copper, bronze, and then iron. So this holds 40, this holds 16. So yeah. And then we're gonna need, I'm gonna use, should I use this hammer? Just because it's almost dead, might as well use it. Okay. Refill this. Because I can't remember how much iron it actually takes to make a pounder cap. Shouldn't take too much, actually. So we want to go left and right. And then we want to go... Okay, and we want to go left. And then you left, and then a right. And there's a myriad of ways to do this, but this is the way I do it. And there's 1 pounder cap, right? And of course, my magnet, always present. Always take your magnet off if you're trying to do this. Okay. Let's try it a little bit more efficiently here. There we go. I'm sure there are people yelling at the screen, hey, there's a better way to do that. But, you know, if you do enough smithing, you probably get really, really good at it. You get a minimum number of hammer strikes per part you have to make. So we want to cool that one off and that one off. As soon as they stop bubbling, grab them. Okay, so now you just right-click these with the pounder caps, and boink, you get the pounder caps on there. You can see, and now when you turn it on, you should hear a sound, right? So that is your indication. Now, what you're going to want, because I grabbed a bunch of these chute sections, you guessed it, we are going to try to automate the chute. No, we don't want that. We want maybe that. Yes. So there's an elbow. Elbow chute. Shift click that. Oh, yep. In the next version of the game, he has added a way to rotate those, right? But if you place your storage first, it usually is smart enough to link to your storage, right? So it'll grab from that storage and put in there, right? And so how are we going to grab the outputs? How are we going to grab the outputs? Well, we are going to use a hopper, right? And that's 3 copper plates. Pretty simple. And then this is going to output into my iron chest. Boink. And then I want a hopper here. And then another chute going this way. And that'll pump right into the chest. So, in order to eliminate spillage, what we're going to do... Oh, no, not close that. We're going to open that. Do this. Remove those. And then we're going to chisel down. Right-click those. And then go to the next style, smaller. And I can pretty this up off camera, but you get the idea. And once you see my cathedral, you'll have a true appreciation for how much work chiseling is. And so we're gonna go, because I want to peek in here and see what's going on. The block, the fact the block exists is enough to keep that material in. I haven't had any problems with spillage, although I have to admit having my magnet near this place is probably not the best idea. And trust me, I'm not gonna spend hundreds of hours on this series chiseling stuff, unless that's what you're, unless that's what you want to see. But yeah, there we go. We have a basic amount of work done, and my torque is off. Good. Okay, so we are gonna want to make refractory bricks. Okay, the only way we can make them is tier 1. We can't make tier 2 or tier 3 yet, I don't think. We might actually be able to make tier 2. Refractory brick tier 2 uses olivine. We actually could make those. But you can see we need crushed quartz, crushed bauxite, crushed olivine, and the tier 3s crushed ilmenite, which is titanium or chromite. You can either, those are the 2 top tier materials, but you can't get either of those without having steel first. So you have to do at least tier 1 or tier 2. And the different tiers offer up different fire resistance, right? Heat resistance rating, which makes them last longer. So what you need to do is you need to get yourself a whole bunch of minerals. So we're going to put some olivine in there. We're going to put some quartz in there. And where did I put it? I put it somewhere. Not andesite. There it is. We're going to put some bauxite in there. And that's why I needed those. That's why I went far and wide to find all those materials. And so what you do is you put them in here. Like so. And you can actually see them somewhere in there. Yeah, you can see them right in there, right? It actually puts them in there. And then you turn the thing on. And it spits them out. And it drops them into here. Right? And that is automation. The other thing you can do with this is you can hook it up to a kern. We don't have enough fat in order to do that. I need to go out and get some more fat so I can make another set of these. But this is why you want a bunch of power up top. And right now the wind is blowing strong. I can even hear it. I can see it. Like, the wind is nice and strong. If the wind was calm, this really wouldn't work so well. It's the strength of the wind that determines, how much power is delivered down to your machines. And the more machines you put on this, right? The more machines you put on this, the more power is being sapped from it. You can put more. You can put up to 4, obviously, sails up there. I'll back away so you stop hearing that. So you can have 1 in all 4 directions, right? And then you can go up a little higher and do another 4, a little higher and do another 4. You can put a tremendous amount of power down one line. And so what I was planning, and here's a mod idea. This is one of the reasons I added crude oil to the world. What I want to do is I want to create a block that takes that mechanical power, right, and puts it into a machine, and basically puts it into a block that can generate power with it. Basically an electric generator via wind. And so you can put a whole bunch of wind turbines or wind rotors on there, get a whole lot of power, gear it up so it spins fast, and push it into a machine that generates your first power. And with that first power, you get, your first tier of machines. Your first smelters, maybe some mixers or crushers. You get electric versions of machines with wind power, one of those being a refinery, some rudimentary heating and refining system. you know, some way of doing a pump that you can then pump all that fluid, and, you know, refine the fuel, and then the next tier would be combustion, which would be almost like the dynamo system in thermal, where you have, you know, a boiler or combustion system, and then a turbine system for generating power, and from that you get your second tier of machines, just better, more efficient, faster, stuff like that. I haven't fleshed out the whole idea yet, but you get the picture. Look at that, we're almost halfway through. As long as this wind keeps blowing steady, we are getting our crushed olivine, which is glorious. The other thing I would like to do, I don't have any more borax, which is unfortunate. I think I used all of my borax. Yeah, I have 2 borax. I think I used all my borax for leather making. Speaking of leather, I've got more hides than I can possibly imagine. Like, what am I going to do with all of these? I could make, like, warm clothing. Make an oiled hide. Oh, yeah, fat. I don't have fat. I don't have fat. Anyway. This is still going strong. I need to get... that harvest. Ooh, these are probably done. Yeah, there's some coal coke. Look at that. Coke burns at 1900 degrees. And that's special to my mod. I think Orza Plenty does that. Which allows you to actually smelt things like titanium. It's a very tedious thing to make, right? It's very tedious to make this stuff. Which is why I made it special. Because in the vanilla game, you go through all that process to make it, and it's not any better than charcoal. It's so stupid. Like, what? Why would you go through that whole process making coke when it's not, it's just, it's literally has no use. Gimme. There we go. See, you get 12 back. And you can make, I mean, you can make as many of these as you want. And they can share walls. So you can have one here, and then another door here, and another door here, and another door there. You can have just tons and tons of these things if you really wanted to. But yeah, we have our first coal coke, which is glorious because now we can smelt high level things. Although we can't mine the high level things yet, but we can smelt them. I think the next batch of linen, rather than doing more wind sails, yeah, see, we have enough. That's 8, 9, 10, 11. We have enough for 11 more crates, right? These better crates. We are gonna have. I'm gonna just go crazy nuts with the storage this time because I usually have a lot of storage, but it never seems like enough, and I never give myself enough space for all of the storage. That's why you want that little setup kind of away from your crafting area, so you're not standing there listening to that constantly. You know, it can be a little much, I admit. Wow, how much durability? Literally 47 durability, 118 durability. So many of my tools are ready to break. It's funny. So yeah, you can hook this thing up to the kern as well. This little thing. You have to go either into the bottom or the top, right? So you have to use the top or the bottom. You can't go into the side of the kern. And we'll set up that system later. When, you know, I'm gonna need to go out and get some fat, because that is gonna be a thing. And that's why I made so many of these chute sections. The kern setup that I have to automate those uses a lot of chutes. So yeah, we're gonna be going through a lot of those down the road. So FYI, make yourself a lot of chutes. And I have 2 extra iron ingots I didn't need. There we go. And some tools. Hammer. Man, they're just so low on durability. It's almost not worth putting them back. Prospecting pick. More hide. Where did I get these hides at? Yeah, I'm gonna leave my torque off in the base. My torque magnet. I just call it an item, but it's a torque. The actual piece of jewelry itself is called a torque, which is why my mod is called torque magnet. The item itself is called torque magnet. Because you can make, like, you know, there's a lot of character slots. You know, I don't know what these are, or what they're called, but yeah, that's the necklace. I have no idea if what that is, or that is that eyes. Is that like a Zorro mask icon? I'm not sure. I haven't really dove into that. And there's a hat icon. You can make a magnet hat if you wanted to. And iron bits can go in here. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of mining. A lot. I've got a lot of silver. Haven't ever found another meteorite. All of that exploring that I've done, I haven't found another one of those. So yeah, we have a ton of iron ready to go. Bismuth, I've already processed the majority of that. It takes a lot to pour all of these. Are we on to something new yet? So you can see, requires Pulverizer Tier 2, requires Pulverizer Tier 3, right? So I think Tier 1 is copper, Tier 2 is tin bronze, and Tier 3 is iron. If we look at pounder cap, yeah, Tier 2, copper. Is there even a copper? I don't think. Huh. Iron is Tier 3. Steel is Tier 4. I don't think anything uses steel, though, except for a QP Tech machine, crusher module. Metal cap boots. What? That's funny. So yeah, there's no copper pounder cap. So that's good to know. Good to know. So yeah, all this is gonna have to get crushed up, and then I'm gonna need to pit kiln a ton of brick. It's gonna be so much brick. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That is going to be a lot. Oh, it's going to be a lot of smelting. A little bit more room in there. Yeah, pouring into these molds takes a while. 4,000 units, 40 ingots, which is what you get back. You get 40 ingots back. But yeah, it takes a while to pour into those. So I did all that off camera. It was a long time to do all that. There we go. Now we're getting some quartz. All right. So that's going to do it for this episode. And I thank you all for watching. And I will see you next time.